Hi Gemini, welcome to your week ahead Taroscope with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant signs. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Gemini, this is for you. Remember, they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody. That is just fine. I use whole sign tropical Western astrology for those of you that would like to know. And the descriptions of the transits and the dates and stuff will always be in the description box below. Sometimes I forget the dates or the degrees, etc. So if ever they're not, if I don't mention them, you'll be able to find them in the link in the description so that you can track them with your own chart, right? Now, that being said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, like peace, prosperity and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise. They help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So let's pop these to the side. And I just want to say, if you want to book your personal reading with me, whether it's astrology, numerology, tarot, energy work, you can do all of that on the link in the description box below. And as if that wasn't enough, this month I have the All About the Court Cards course that is up and out there for your purchasing pleasure. If you want to get into knowing the royal court in a really deep, sort of intimate way, you're going to look at archetypes, you're going to look at experiences, you're going to look into personification of these cards as well. There is so much information there. It's easy, digestible, bite-sized chunks. I've made it really simple for you to be able to get into, and also hopefully a lot of fun. All right, so you can check that out on the link in the description box below as well. So the first transit that I would like to look at for you over the course of March, on the 8th of March, Mars is going to come into a conjunction. Mars is going to square Uranus, who is in the sign of Taurus, right? Now, this is a very explosive energy. There's no getting around it. And this is happening for you in your 9th house and your 12th house, right? So across your spiritual and religious axis, the two energy producing planets are squaring off in your chart in your 9th house, which is occupied, so in Aquarius, which is occupies your 9th house, and your 12th house, which is occupied by Taurus. Now, this is an explosive energy, right? But remember, the positive to a square is it makes you uncomfortable enough in order to make changes. So it's not an easy energy. A square is actually not a very nice energy at all, but it does create action. It creates a way for you to move forward because you kind of get pissed off enough to say, you know what, this ain't happening again. The change is likely to be around your own bad habits, which is the 12th house. There's known as the house of self-sabotaging tendencies, and also even your self-talk. It could also be getting over your aversion to technology. Now, I know a lot of you are probably thinking, hang on, Gemini and technology. Yes, absolutely. But there are some people that I know that are Geminis that tech just kind of goes out the window for them. If you have that, this could be you getting over it or past it. Mars in the 9th house gets you to be serious and proactive about what you believe in. It makes you more sort of like, you know what, I will go to war for this. I will stand on that hill and I will die for this, right? It makes you really, whatever you believe in is the 9th house. But also, it's foreign travel, distant lands, it's legal matters and proceedings as well. And Mars isn't just action, energy and passion and excitation. It can also show up as, the severing away, the removing. Mars is an energy of clearing as well. It does help you clear out or remove things, right? It's not always that it has to be worst case scenario that someone or something is leaving your life for good. Sometimes it helps you clear things up. And in the 9th house, anywhere that there are, this could even be your social media presence. It could be the words and the communication that you use, right? It also helps you break out of a rut when it comes to knowledge, learning, or even teaching. Your methods are getting a bit of a shake up, right? But so are your beliefs. And maybe as well, if you've got ideologies or beliefs that are limiting and therefore not serving you, this could actually kind of go a long way. You might even find that maybe something resurfaces or someone resurfaces from the past, and when they do, it gets you to really see like, oh shit, like this is a part of why I run into this problem because this is my baseline belief. This could come through a conversation with a friend, a mentor, possibly even a family member. Uranus in your 12th house has upgraded your intuition, something incredible these last few years, and it's not done yet, right? You've still got at least another 2.5-ish years of this transit. but it is also showing you how to own your own crap and how to break free of it. So I feel for you, but because this is not going to be easy, this transit, but what it will give you is a wonderful sense of self, right? It's helping you reignite that in some way. Mars for you is your friendships and your work, so you might be divesting interests with either of these, or deciding to draw a professional cut of some kind. So maybe you say, actually, you know what, I don't want to do this part of the work that I do anymore. Or maybe you say to your boss, you know what, this responsibility isn't for me anymore, like I want to find something else to replace it. There's so many ways it can show up. Actually, through the power of your faith and belief, you could find it in you now to overcome something that you probably maybe one time weren't sure that you were able, especially if you've got like, and we've all got habits, patterns, maybe not necessarily addictions, but compulsions. You could really free yourself from them this, around this transit in a big way. Okay, so for this, you've got the Two of Pentacles, money, finances, and resources, the Nine of Pentacles. Okay, so this is kind of like where you've had a stop-start energy when it comes to your finances. This with the Temperance card is going to show you where your belief system or your belief structure is actually getting in the way of it. So this will be a moment of real sort of self-honesty where you kind of say to yourself, okay, you know what? Yes, maybe things have been up and down with the finances, but that's because when I should be working, I'm relaxing and enjoying, and when I should be relaxing and enjoying, I'm pushing through to work. This is about really finding the balance and remediating how you're working with your resources, and it's going to start to show you that all of this is stemming from your belief system in some way, shape, or form. I wouldn't be surprised as well if a spiritual way through makes itself known to you at this time. All right, so the next transit that we're going to look at is on the 14th of the month. Luna is going to come into a conjunction with Jupiter and Uranus. Now, the moon comes into a conjunction with Uranus, and it is like I think it's like a 7-degree orb away. But because this is a pretty big deal, I feel like it's going to have this sort of, and it's a stellium, right? So there's that. Now, all of this is happening in your 12th house. There is a big build-up of energy here in your 12th house this month. I wouldn't be surprised if if you're having really powerful dreams at this time, maybe happening the day before, the day of, and the day after, because lunar transits are quite quick. She's sharing something with you that you are now ready to see or to move on with when it comes to your finances and your resources. That already started with the previous transit. We saw that with the cards. There's some kind of upgrade here to your self-belief and value, and it's like you're ready to start doing the Rumpelstiltskin thing, right? Remember, he was able to spin gold out of straw. That was his gift, right? That was his skill. Productivity has already been ramping up for you, but it's going to start really paying out now, right? This is where it's going to start to matter. What matters though is that the steps that are revealed to you now through dreams, through meditation, through guides and the gods, or whatever the case might be, as long as they're actioned and not just mentally masturbated on, this is where your plans become actions, but they can really start to show like results and tangible results. Jupiter for you rules your career and your relationships, so it's possible that a handsome or a pretty face of some sort could have, be a source of assistance or inspiration. Maybe as well that develops into more if you're single. It's also possible that someone from your past shocks you or angers you into action. So whatever it takes, the heavens will do, right? Especially when they want you to get your arse in gear. So this might be around that. For this, you've got the Four of Cups. So you're going to be all in the fields. You've got the Four of Swords. Okay. So 2 fours represents insomnia. So it might be that you're not able to sleep at this time, and so you end up having to have a nap during the day. If that is the case, pay attention to whatever sort of reveries show up in those naps. And then you've got the Two of Cups. It's all about partnership, relationship, significant other. I think for some of you there is a connection that is shaping up through all of this. I think it will push you and challenge you. I think it will help you break out of emotional and stagnant thought patterns or emotional sort of, what's the word? Patterns, I guess, is the same word we'll do for that as well. There is some kind of it's like a person plays the role of a catalyst around this transit for you. And obviously for you, the moon rules your second house of money. So lots going on here. Very, very exciting. On the 17th of the month, the sun is going to conjunct Neptune in Pisces, right? So for you, this is happening in your career sector. Now, I love this transit. I am definitely here for it. I think it's going to do some wonderful stuff, but the sun brings attention. And it brings attention to your career, right? Who are you in the world? How you are in the world is being highlighted and augmented because Neptune comes into this conjunction. Neptune can be a distorting influence, but it can also be like the soft sheen that makes something or someone more glamorous. So the 10th house being the most public part or the version of you, this is, you know, Marilyn Monroe had Neptune on the ascendant. Whenever you saw her in films, there was like that soft focus. She was an absolute sex icon, right? She was all of that. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, she was just like, oh, when people looked at her. And people with Neptune energy tend to have that. I actually think that this is going to be, it's like people are seeing you with newfound eyes and suddenly you're just that much more attractive. Or, you know, like you've just got that. You don't, you know, people don't really know what it is, but they're like, yeah, I want some of that. You've got, and the sun for you rules your third house of communication. So your words can have that much more weight, right? And with this sun making you more visible in your 10th house, Neptune giving you an air of mystery or guile that people are just like, I don't know what it is, I just want to get to know them. You can use this power to enhance how you look and your image to others in the world, or you can let your message and career get diluted. It really is up to you. Now, if anything, this could be a really powerful spiritual moment in terms of career that shows you how to get things done. I actually really like this for communicating some of your plans publicly, but not all of them, right? So it's like you give the people just a little bit to whet the appetite, darling, right? And then you kind of leave them wanting more. And that Neptune sort of is it's gonna amplify whatever you're putting out. So make sure that whatever you put out is the best that it can be. Nothing, you know, just thrown together or slapdash or, you know, well, that'll do. Like, make sure that what you're putting out is really good quality. I really like this personally. You got the Fool card, new things, places, people, energies. You've got the Ten of Swords, and you've got the Judgment card, right? I really think for a lot of you, this is going to be a career reboot of some sort. I think this is where you are going to shift or change something in some way. And when you do, I think people are going to be like, wow, like this is a glow up of some sort. This Neptune conjunct the sun, there is a glow up here. And it's like you're communicating this to the world and people are just absolutely lapping it up. So I'm here for it. Judgment with the Ten of Swords. This is going to be you breaking away or breaking connection or ties with something or someone from the past as it relates to your career, but also maybe there's something that you sell or that you offer that you're saying, you know what, that's going away now. So really, really interesting. And then finally, last but definitely not least, on the 21st of the month, Venus is going to come into, and at that point I think the sun will be moving into Aries. Well, yes, because it's the vernal equinox. So let's put that in there. Venus, the lady of love, pleasure, romance, and enhancement, and beauty and resources and money and wealth and, you know, luxury, is coming into your 10th house of career. So when she conjuncts Saturn, this is going to be a soothing balm to that stern gaze of Saturn that's been in your career, right? It's been making you have to work that much harder for it. But remember, Saturn is an energy of refinement. So it's getting you to up level, whether you want to or not, wherever it is. You can go kicking and screaming and moaning, or you can just do the hard work and get it done. But Venus comes in, she brings a soothing balm. She sweetens the deal. She says, come on, Saturn, you know, give him a little break, right? Help him shine a little bit more, won't you do it? Won't you do it? Won't you do it, Saturn? Give him a little bit more. Right, so this is where you get like a little taster of the goodies to come once the hard work is over. In conjunction to Saturn in your 10th house, the career is being lit up, right? And it's like they're connecting to Jupiter in your 12th house as well by a sextile, which is really nice. This is some kind of angel blessing that comes through for you, right? Jupiter in the 12th is what I call true guardian angel energy. Jupiter rules your career sector where Venus is, right? So Venus and Jupiter, the benefics, they're working very nicely together and providing opportunity. But a sextile is just that. It's only opportunity. You actually have to do something with it to get the goods, right? So as an example, I always give this, it's probably not a great example, but it's the one that I like to give. You're walking out in a field and you see like a little glint out of the corner of your eye. And you're like, oh, it's probably just a glass bottle. But you think, you know what? Let me go over and check. You get over there and then you realise that someone's dropped a, £2 coin. Or, maybe somebody left their phone in the field, right? You should always hand it in, but you get my drift, right? It's like you have to work for it to get whatever it's offering you. So I will say as well, for those of you that are single, because Venus rules your past and your spiritual world and romance. So I would probably put money on it, though, that if you are meeting somebody, it's likely to be someone older and wiser, more established in some way, someone that's got like a little bit of seasoning to them, a little bit of salt and pepper. I love that. Right? Like, one of my friends said to me, he was like, well, Raf, you're coming into your daddy phase now. So I was like, oh God, no, I'm old. But why not? Fuck it, I'll embrace it. I've got greys in my beard and on my head, so it is what it is. Jokes aside, if you are connecting with somebody, it is likely to be someone older because Saturn tends to be older people. So if you're single and meeting them, like this could be that. If you are partnered, this could be the support that comes from your partner in response to some time where you had held them down, right? Where you had really been there for them when they were going through it, when they were really up against it and you were there for them. Your partner could now reciprocate that, and you might just look at them and think, wow, you know what? This has come at a moment where I really needed this, and actually you've really come through for me. And it could just be like a really beautiful moment. It could just as easily be a past opportunity or connection that comes back at this time that becomes real or tangible in some way, shape or form. So all in all, I think it's lovely. Page of Cups, there's definitely a love element to this with the Five of Wands. If you're single and ready to mingle, get your ass out. There is an invite, right? There's an invite for drinks, for dinner. Come out with the girls. Let's get together. Let's go out with the boys, the lads, whatever the case might be. Go, right? This suggests that that's where you're going to meet this person. So love that, especially if it comes through the work sphere, if it comes through the career, like maybe there's a, oh yeah, we're going to do work drinks and we're going to do this, that and the other. Like this could absolutely go a long way. Now you've got that Eight of Cups here. And your Eight of Cups it can be about walking away from things, but I think this is where you're going to realise very quickly that what stopped you from enjoying the enhanced experience of life is you. All right, so love this. All in all, I don't think it's going to be a bad month at all, to be honest. Okay, so for your lunations, I can't remember the day. It will be in the description box below, but I can't remember the day of the Pisces new moon. But the Pisces new moon is in your 10th house of career, right? The career, social status, public standing, the most visible part of you. You're getting a fresh start in that career sector. And your 10th house being the most visible part of you, this is where you get to start again. I really do think that there's some kind of, and that Neptune Sun conjunction, I think, is when it really starts. There's a career reboot going on here for you. And I think there's potentially even like a relaunch of self or business or career, or maybe even a change of career that comes in for you moving forward. For this, you have the Gate 47 and Mindset, which is a reminder that really what you project out mentally is what you're going to get more of, right? So there's a lot of that going on. Now, then the sun will be in Aries, and the full moon lunar eclipse is on the 25th of the month. I remember that one because the 25th is my mum's birthday. Now, this is an eclipse, right? So the 3 days before, the day of, and the 3 days after is your transit window. Remember, eclipses are big deals, right? And this is happening for you in your 5th house. pleasure, romance, joy, creativity. I wouldn't be surprised if you're single. I would not be surprised if you're meeting someone. If you're partnered, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a relationship reboot in some way. I wouldn't even be surprised as well if you're partnered. I would not be surprised if this is a baby making time, right? If you're like, oh shit, we're pregnant, you know, surprise. So there's all of that as well. Now, it is a full moon lunar eclipse, so there is a chance that this might bring about a completion or an ending in some way. It could also be that you're wrapping up a big project, you know, to do with your work that you've created up until this moment. For this, you've got the gate 59 and intimacy. Gemini is about to be back in the sack, baby. So single, partnered, doesn't matter. You're getting your intimacy back, absolutely. But also, this card is about the intimacy that you share with life as well, right? Getting back into bed with life. Remembering like, oh yeah, it's here to be lived. It's here to be enjoyed. It's here to be pleasurable and fun, right? The fifth house is all of the stuff that makes your heart race. If you've got children, this could be a big shift or a change in the life of one of your children in some regard. And that gate 59 does suggest that maybe, just maybe, the relationship dynamic between you and your children will change. Maybe you get closer, especially if you've had problems or issues with your kids. Maybe you haven't trusted each other. Maybe you've had arguments or whatever. This could go a long way to squashing whatever shit there's been between you. All right. If you want to get a personal reading with me, astrology, tarot, numerology, even energy work, you can do that all in the link in the description box below. If you want to get the court cards course, you can also do that in the description box below as well. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.